Hi everyone. So one of the things that I get asked most to make is bread. So that's what we're going to do today. So the ingredients that we'll be using is some olive oil, some oregano dried, a little bit of baking powder, although mine's upside down because there's a hole in the bottom, so it's the wrong way around. Some packet yeast or dried yeast, 1 sachet, that will do, and some strong flour. I've put out around 400 grams and I think that's probably enough to make one loaf for a family. So in a jug we're going to fill it up with some warm water, not boiling water. This kettle's been cooled for a little bit. You don't want your water too hot because it will kill the yeast that we're going to put into it. So just put a little bit of cold water in as well. Okay, you want it to be like a lukewarm temperature. Okay, and we're going to put in our sachet of yeast. You can tell I'm new to doing this because I've got nothing organised, nothing's where it's supposed to be. Oh, the dog wants to come in. Come on then. Okay, so that sachet goes into your water and you give it a good mix with a fork. Now the flour that we put out on the table, like I said, it's about 400 grams of strong white flour, and I've sieved that and just left it in a pile on the worktop. So I'm going to leave the yeast just for a couple of minutes just to activate, and in the meantime while that's happening, what we're going to do is make a little well in the middle of the flour, just a little hole there. I also read that you shouldn't put salt in with your bread mixture because it deactivates the yeast. So I'm not sure how true that is, but I just never ever use salt in my mixture. I do use a pepper though. So, I mean, you can put salt on once your bread's been risen and you've kneaded it and everything, and then you're rolling it out to put in the oven. Then I always put salt and pepper on top. But before that, I wouldn't do. I just put a sprinkle of baking powder, not too much, just a little sprinkle. And again, with the oregano, you can use any herbs you like, a mix of Italian herbs. You could do, I've used paprika before. Just depends what you feel like. But I want mine to be like an Italian type themed bread. So that's what I'm going to use. Also as well, in a bowl, I've just greased a bowl because once we've rolled out the bread mixture, we're going to put it in that. We're going to cover it in cling film and leave it somewhere that's like a bit of a warm temperature just to rise. So we're going to put our glug of olive oil into the middle of the well, like so. That's probably about a tablespoon of olive oil, I would think. And then we're going to gradually start to mix in the yeast and water mixture slowly, and as you're adding it in, just keep stirring it with your fork, like so. And just as it starts to get sticky, just keep adding more and more. I've put around 400 ml of water in. I generally don't use it. I end up chucking half of it away. But I always like to make extra because I wouldn't like to be caught short, not having enough. Now you can start to use your fingers as well to mix it in together, but always using the fork at the same time. And then once it starts to get a little bit doughy, we'll bang on some Calcocks and have a bit of a pounding session. It's like a workout to bread. So it is really easy to make bread. And I woke up this morning and I never ever buy bread. I woke up this morning and I'm like, oh God, I'm dying for some toast. So whip up some bread for everybody. So like I said, just keep adding the yeast mixture in slowly. A lot of people do this in a bowl and then roll it out onto the worktop, but I just find it a lot easier to put the flour straight onto the worktop. Okay, keep doing that. I think we might put some music on now to get ready. Alexa, play. And Alexa, turn it up. bit louder, I think. You've really got to get into the groove when you're making bread. And I honestly think Carl Cox is the best person, the best DJ to get you into the mood. Alexa, turn it up. You're waking everybody in the house, so everyone's still in bed. Now, you might want to add a bit more flour as it gets a bit sticky. So always have some extra flour on standby just to sprinkle it together. So I've got my jar here. Just sprinkle a little bit more. Okay, and now we can start really pounding it together. Can you feel it? The beat that you can move to when you're doing it? It's wicked. So just keep going. We're going to keep doing this. Marcelo was the one who actually told me this, my husband, that when you're making bread or pizza dough, there should be nothing left on your counter by the time you finished kneading it. You should have absorbed it all as you're rolling it. Keep rubbing it off your hands. There we go, get it all up. Keep rolling it around, massaging it in with your fingers as you're pushing it. Squeeze it in with your fingers like that. Okay, so it's all getting mixed in. It should be fun cooking. I should have really skinny arms by the time on the bread I make. Like a big Italian mama instead, because I just eat pasta and bread all the time. As you can see, keep rolling it in. Now we're going to start punching it a little bit. Squeezing it and punching it. Squeezing it, punching it, squeezing it, punching it. You really want to make sure that you're getting every single bit worked, because this is what's going to make your bread light and all those tiny, tiny little holes when it's cooked. I always, when I've watched Bake Off and stuff, I've heard people saying, oh, don't want to overwork the bread. I don't know how you overwork it then. I don't know how long you'd have to do it to overwork it. Just keep, can you see it's all coming together now? Just keep moving around the counter, soaking up, picking up whatever flour's left on the side. Move to the music. Once it starts coming together like this, you can start spreading it, pulling it a little bit as you're pushing it. You can feel it's really coming together now. It's like one complete piece. It's like getting a bit smoother. You can feel it be getting a bit more elasticy. Just keep punching it. If you had an argument with your significant other, best way to get your tension out. Okay, I'm going to punch it. I always do as well. Is once it starts getting to like this kind of consistency, roll it together in a ball and give it a big whack on the top. Do some more punching. It's really, really coming together now, and you can feel it's really easy to move. At first when you was doing it, it was quite difficult to be manipulating, but now it's getting easier. And when it's really easy, that's when it's done. So if you're doing it on real time like with me, you'll know, because it should take about the same amount of time that it's taking me to do. Keep punching it. I'm going like this with my hands as I'm doing this. And then we're going to do some punching, more punching onto it. Punch, 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 punch. Turn it over, punch, 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 turn it over. Punch, 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 turn it over. Punching it, keep working it. Probably want to be doing this for around 10-15 minutes. I don't know about doing it in a bread maker because I've never had one. I wouldn't even know. I probably need to watch a tutorial video on how to use a bread maker. So now I'm just grabbing and with the ball bit of my hand there, pushing it. So it's grab, push, grab, push, grab, push, grab, push, grab, push. I feel like I'm doing an exercise video. It's gonna star jumps and burpees next. Okay, and we'll go the other side. Grab, push, grab, push. It's really soft now, the dough. This is exactly how you want it to be. I make pizza dough exactly the same way. Exactly. The only difference is that how you roll it out and then how you cook it at the end. I don't know whether I'm doing it right. I just do my own thing. It tastes good. That's it with cooking. You should just do whatever your instincts kind of, let your instincts take over. If it's wrong, don't tell anybody. Put it in the bin and don't say you did it. Okay, so just keep working it. Hear the beat kick in? We'll go with it in a minute, shall we? Best music. Saying raving. We all can't get out, we're all stuck in quarantine. So let's pretend we're having a rave in the kitchen. Okay, that is feeling almost. I'd say another just a couple of minutes and then it's going to be done. Just keep working it, keep pushing it, keep squeezing it. I'm going to say that's done. So, I'm going to put it into that grease bowl. I'm going to cover it with cling film and then put a towel over the top of it as well. And then I'm going to put it on top of my radiator cover because my radiator's been switched off, but it's been on this morning. So it's still quite warm over there. And I'm going to leave it for perhaps about an hour and a half. And then yeah, so I'm going to probably leave it for about an hour and a half and then we'll come back and we'll roll it out together. We're going to coat it in a bit of olive oil. You can use olive oil if you've not got olive oil, you don't want to use olive oil. I know my friend's allergic to olive oil. You can coat it with an egg yolk. And then salt and pepper. You want spicy bread, we can put some chili flakes on it. It's entirely up to you. So that is how the bread will look right now. Leave it and we'll check in a bit later. Hi, so the bread's now been proving for about an hour and a half. So now as you can see, it's doubled in size and risen inside the bowl. So the key to making a good bread as well is letting it do that proving twice. So we take our cling film off and just a little bit of flour on the worktop. Okay, then we just roll it out. A little bit more flour. And then you're just going to manipulate it into the kind of roll or loaf or bread that you want it to be. I mean, you could slice it up and put it into, make it into individual little buns. I'm going to do mine into like a ciabatta style. Like I said, I want it to make like an Italian kind of bread. So mine's going to be like a ciabatta roll really. So we just want to squish it so the air is coming out. Little punch. Little punch with your knuckles. Okay, and then we're just going to roll it together. I think I'm actually going to cut mine in half and make two because it's quite long. And then we can have one each for you, Marcelo. Okay. Squish it into the kind of shape that you want it to have. And like you can see, mine's got like cracks and stuff that are going down there. That's absolutely fine. It just give it like that different kind of texture. when it's cooked. I mean, if you've got a bread tin loaf, you can just roll, like, put it straight into that. But I just put mine like that onto a baking tray. Make some individual little baguettes. Now I'm going to leave them again for the second proof. The second proof doesn't need to be as long. We'll say about 20-25 minutes. And what I will do with these, I'm not going to cover them. I'm just going to leave them as they are and I'm going to put them in the oven, which is switched off. So we'll leave those and in 20-25 minutes we'll come back. Then we will coat them with our olive oil, salt, pepper, oregano, whatever kind of toppings you want to put on them. And then we'll bake them. So it's been about 25 minutes and I've just got the bread out of the oven, which was off, switched off. So as you can see, it's expanded in size again. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover it in olive oil and my whatever I want to top it with. Like I said, you could even put cheese on it if you wanted a cheesy one. I'm just going to keep mine really nice and simple though. I'm going to put salt, pepper, oregano and olive oil. That's it. So if we just take them off the tray. And we're going to give them a drizzle of olive oil first. Good drizzle. Plenty of salt. Plenty of pepper. It's my favourite kind of bread, the salt and pepper one. Even if you can get it from Tesco or whatever in the baguettes, just love it. And again, oregano or mixed Italian herbs, basil, whatever, cheese, chili flake. I'd like chili flake on it, but my husband isn't that keen. Right, okay, so then we're just going to massage it in to the oil, give it a turn around so it's all completely coated. And again with the other one, just get right in there with them cracks. Make it look a lovely golden brown colour this. Swish it around. Ooh. Watch you don't knock the grill off the top. Right, okay, so as long as it's all lovely and covered, okay, and it will look like that. Put those two back onto my baking tray. Washing my hands. Okay, now I'm going to put these into the oven for about 25 minutes at 200 degrees. That's what they look like now. And then see you in another 25. Okay, so I let the bread cook at around 200 degrees for about 25 minutes. Then I turned off the oven and just let it rest in the oven for 10 minutes. So I've just grabbed it out now. Let's take a look. Look at those. Look good. Okay, so just pull them out. Move that away. Beautiful. Just cut a little slice. We'll cut some in the middle to see what the texture is like inside. It looks good. And you can see all cooked thoroughly right through. It's still really hot. But it's really good. Enjoy.